Why is art important in modern times?
I think art is the cleanest self-prescription medicine available to humanity, because we all get to it through our preferences. But even with something like Spotify, we can see the world is trying to predict what people will like, or the Matrix is trying to predict it. Whatever you want to point at is the culprit. But the modern world is trying to predict where you're gonna step and what you're gonna eat and what you're gonna want. Or we send you an ad for that before you know you want it. Well, we heard what you said on the phone, so here you go. And art is a place that we experience ourselves outside of ourselves. And
the world, the Matrix can't predict that.
the world could never predict that. The Matrix could never predict that, because art, it comes from the heart, and it comes from someone's soul. No AI, especially with AI, especially with everything of like AI generated images, AI generated voice. I think art will continue to be sobering for humanity.
Wow.
And people like, you say what you want about Kanye, or someone like Frank, or Andre, or Tyler. These people touch God inside themselves, even just a sliver. Or Pharrell now, in charge of Louis Vuitton, and Virgil's Echo will go forever. But the corporations, the AI algorithm, the AI generated art, or the AI generated look, and all the people who are like worried about that, or in their kind of scarcity mentality that like that's gonna take away from the realness. It's like we've already been getting hit with that same thing. It just used to be people in a boardroom trying to predict what you wanted. They were still doing that same thing, even in like Babylon, or Amsterdam 30 years ago. There's still some girl with boobs and nakedness trying to shake her thing and get your eyes. It's the same thing as the algorithm is doing on, sending you a new Swiffer or Ted's fake crossbow post. And yeah, I think the older generations, they don't have discernment for how to really tell soul from AI. And I sense there's going to be a continued worship of authenticity. And that's why someone like Kanye is so valuable. That's why Joe Rogan's #1. Is because you can't buy art. You can't. It's so expensive in galleries and stuff because people want that connection that artist had to spirit. And someone like a Tyler or a Pharrell or a Ye, what Gene Dawson's doing is the perfect pure example. Maybe the most pure example I've seen in a while. And I love Tyler's version of it. Tyler kind of found like a more mainstream version of it, but it's all about finding a character and finding a costume and finding a algorithm that is true for you as a soul, as an individual, as an artist. And then you express it. And you could keep it private, but you choose to express it, and you're looking for this angle, because if you find the right angle, then it's going to be successful. And if it's successful, it means people will like it. And the only reason people will like it is if it speaks to them. And the computers will never know that, even if they get really good at it. We can see it's a fake butt. I'm sorry, you're pretty, but we see you did stuff. You're pretty, but it's not real pretty. That's real pretty. How can you tell? Come on. So I think we're in a season where that is like, it's the same warfare of what's going on in Gaza. I mean, that's a crazy kind of parallel, but yeah, Ukraine, AI generated images, people dying, in Palestine, and insanity politically, and is Joe Rogan, is Joe Biden really actually him, or is it Alex Jones got sued $1 billion for saying what he thought was the truth, that then went to court because he thought his conspiracy theory was so true that he was willing to get kicked off of every social media platform. I think we're in like such an interesting time because the internet is so alive. 20 years ago, the internet was still super new. And now there's so many of us who at least have a handle on it enough to be like, it almost feels like, you know, boats and ships out in the sea in the days of like, you know, pirates, and you know, like when the seas were like the newest frontier of human evolution / exploration. There's these patterns, there's these styles that emerge as attempts of people trying to grab this medium, and it's the internet. Good luck trying to grab it. But who grabs it and does a good job that everybody agrees on? Artists. Why does everybody agree on it? Because the music industry obeys, the film industry obeys, product industry obeys. Somebody's making Frank Lloyd Wright level homes, pants. Sinja Hamilton is drawing on pants right now, and Levi's is probably going to sell 1,000 jeans in the next few hours globally, but Sinja's going to perfect one pair with a pen. I think that's the truth of what Hidden is about for me. Is that, you know, people are like, oh, the money hustle, or the success hustle, or the algorithm, or the view hustle, trying to get more views, trying to get more likes. But there's something interesting that we're exploring as to how to make this machine work. So I think the artistic renaissance is more alive now than it has been in a long time. Kind of feels like what happened in the 90s. I wasn't around prior to that, but reading about Da Vinci's biography, and
Oh, my camera just died.
perfect. Art will continue to drive people's taste, making desirability for authenticity. And because there's more fake stuff than ever, I think people, the right people, the chosen ones, the ones who choose, the ones who wake up that there's weird shit and they can't stand it, they're gonna look for the real stuff, and they're gonna find artists behind something that's speaking to them, that feels interesting, that feels compelling. They'll see the movie, and it might be a big company, but they want to know more about who wrote that, because that really moved them, or who made those pants. Or last night we're sitting at the table, who made that? Where'd you get that hoodie? I made it, actually. And in that moment, even for a small second, you are not hidden. But we can't control who shows up to our yoga class, or who takes our medicine, or who thinks we're stupid, or who thinks we're awesome. All we can do is find the stuff that works for us. And then I think as creators / artists / value product service people on the internet, it's kind of just like chop wood, carry water. Do your thing, create your thing, make your thing, find a way to share it. And if it's right for those that see it, they might want it, and they might want to pay you for it. But even if they don't, we gotta keep going, because this is just one of our lessons. We got a whole lifetime worth of lessons that we still gotta live.
Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going.